8.4.1 Pentesting and Exploits, Part 2. Cybersecurity has assigned colors, not just to teams, but also to specific roles. The traditional terms used white to indicate good, which we now call an authorized hacker with good intentions. They have explicit permission to look for vulnerabilities, and their actions are legal. Black has traditionally been used to indicate bad. They are now called unauthorized hackers because their intent is malactions and they do not have permission to access the system. Their actions are illegal. Again, the difference between these two is permission and motivation. Having permission is the only legal way to poke at someone else's software. Unfortunately, it can be very tempting for those with cyber skills to poke at things to see what will happen. If I try this or change this code, can I get in? There are some gray hat hackers or semi-authorized hackers who find a hole and they require a fee from the organization before they will disclose all details needed to fix it. They often have good intentions, but they don't have permission. They need to use caution as they can easily step over the line into legal issues. Responsible disclosure is key. If you find something, you need to contact the organization, provide documentation, and don't share it publicly. The good news is that there is a way to legally do pen testing as a gray hat hacker. Bug bounty programs are when a company will pay you to find a bug, but you must go through their specific reporting procedures. The big tech companies have their own programs, but you can start off smaller by looking at those listed on sites like HackerOne, which is a bounty hosting site. The amount paid for a bounty depends on how much impact the hole will have in the product. The amounts can range from just a few $100s all the way up to $1 million. Here are some examples. In 2022, Apple paid $100,500 for a webcam vulnerability. This is the largest Apple bounty ever paid. Google has a bug hunters learning site where they help you develop bug hunting skills. They offer bounties up to $30,000. Microsoft's bounty program has rewards that can go up to $1 million depending on the severity of the vulnerability. A vulnerability is a glitch in code which can be used to make software do something it wasn't originally intended to do. But every vulnerability is different, and it can be hard to figure out exactly how to take advantage of the hole in the system. Exploits are the answer. They are code that someone else has written and successfully used to penetrate a system. These exploits are often shared, sometimes on the darknet, but also in a tool called Metasploit, which is used equally by pen testers and threat actors. Exploits can be used for many purposes, such as getting access to a system to remotely perform actions on the target PC, or disabling a system by creating an OS or system crash for a DOS. They could change an attacker's permission to root or administrator, which gives them more access to the system. Or stealing data, like passwords or valuable documents. And finally, they can install a method to easily gain future access with a backdoor. The podcast Darknet Diaries explores how pen testing works in detail in the part of the episode 114 you will be listening to. The Metasploit framework is an exploit toolkit. This is an application that has a bundle of exploits that will work on multiple vulnerabilities. Metasploit was created by the pen tester H.D. Moore as a convenience to save exploits as he developed them. Today, it is used globally and is now owned by Rapid7, a cybersecurity tool firm. This framework is interesting in that it is an open source tool that works as a pen testing code repository. The tool is also receiving regular contributions from members of the cyber community when new exploits are discovered. This tool is used by security professionals globally. It is taught in cybersecurity courses, and an understanding of how to use it is part of certification exams. The Darknet Diaries clip you will listen to also explores the background of Metasploit through an interview with H.D. Moore. With Metasploit payloads, an exploit is the way into a system to deliver a payload. The payload is the attack code to execute after you are in the system. Some examples of payload include command line access, which is sometimes called a reverse shell, uploading and executing a file, starting a screen capture, looking for passwords, keylogging, and installing a backdoor. Metasploit is modular, which means that you can mix and match the exploit and payload.